Hi, this is Francois, and I thought I'd show something quite cool that just arrived on my desktop this week. So, I'm in a SharePoint site. I have my list of news at the top. I have the site at the bottom. Okay, that's just getting familiar, isn't it? Here I have my follow, my recent, etc. But now on the left-hand side, you can see I can access my news, my site, and my files directly. So that is pretty cool. Let's just remove that a bit. I quite like it because if I go to my site, I can see all of this, direct access. But what is even better is that if I go to my other site, so here I'm into one of my sites, like intranet, let's say, it's staying the same. So I just can see my news. Maybe I'm working on a site, but I see the latest news from my colleagues coming up as well. And again, every time you go, you are working anywhere, you just can find your way. It still doesn't remove what is at the top here, so I can still have access to SharePoint and then maybe a logo here with my company, so I go directly to my homepage. So it's basically a lot more navigation. So that's pretty nice, right? And this menu is actually customizable. So I could make whatever links I want here and then change a few things. How do I do that? I can go to my home site. So home site is one site only that you define for the whole organization. And unfortunately at the moment we can only define it in PowerShell. I will go into the setting of this site. And I'm going to find now global navigation, which is something that doesn't appear in any other site, only the home site. So here I'm going to say enable global navigation. You can have a new logo, so we're going to see where it appears. Then the title of my global navigation here. And finally, if you want to have the hub navigation, which is my current site. So here I have my hub navigation. Or if I want to actually have a home site navigation. Okay, so let's have a look. So first let's put a image. Let's just put something very visible, maybe a bit bigger, this one. And I'm going to say that this is my global site navig, so that it's very clear where it's going to be shown. And here I am saying where I want, what I want as a global navigation. So if I click on edit global navigation, you can see that it's giving me all my navigation that I had at the top. And I can just create a new one if I wanted to over there. So that's how I can customize my navigation. And what's interesting is that I can edit the navigation for the home site. So then it would be this navigation as I showed. But if I want to change the navigation for the hub site, I will also click here and then edit. And now it's showing me the one I have on the top here, which I can modify, but it's becoming the global navigation as opposed to the hub navigation. Always make sure that you cancel here, because otherwise you can't really change anything, you can't cancel, etc. It just locks this area. So I'm going to cancel. Now I can just go back to this and save and just refresh the page, and here we go. Now I have my logo, I have the global navigation which I typed here, and if I click on this, I have the navigation that I decided, which was from my home site. So if I go to another site, let's say I go to my just home page of the whole SharePoint, again I'm going to have to maybe Control F5 because it's the first time, so I just want to make sure I hard refresh, and here I have global navigation. Here we go. And again I have all these free links which are not quite likely to change, in fact, to be able to be to customize. So now the big question is, will my user realize that this logo is actually a global navigation as well? I am not convinced. If I go to another site again and I check this, I have to understand that it's taking a little bit more longer to react here. but I will have to understand that yes, this logo is actually a navigation. Not quite sure. All right, we'll see how it goes.